Yo, what's good, man? How you doing? How your mama and them? Where your mom's at? All right, I go by the name of QC. We at the Art vs. Light podcast. I got some new furniture. Nah, just kidding. Shout out to WTF Media. I'm here with my guy Dank. It's good, bro.
What up, man?
Cooler?
Good to see you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for having me.
Likewise, bro. Like the bandana and all of that.
Oh, thank you. My lady put it together for me.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I'm telling you, bro. That's like a gift to keep giving.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. It's great.
Thanks for coming through to my crib, bro. You like the spot?
Yeah, you said I can have this, right?
Huh?
Thank you.
All right, you can have it in exchange for your publishing.
We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. All right. I got some guys out here that they gonna talk to you.
Delete that.
Contract. It's good to have this excuse to just chop it up with you on some artist shit because we're gonna be doing this anyway. So I'm glad we're doing it here. So one thing I definitely would like to talk about. You know what I'm about to say. I know what I'm about to say. You know what I'm about to say. But I would like to talk about metacognition. Can we talk about that?
Let's talk about it, man.
All right. So look, for those who don't know, Metacognition is like an album he came out with. Can you tell us a little bit about, just off the top, just start us off, like, what is metacognition?
By definition, metacognition is the state of awareness. Like you're free to make your own choices. You can it's kind of just like opening the door for your own journey.
Shit. So you decided to go off and name your album now.
Mm-hmm. Gotta start somewhere.
When did it come out?
January.
Yeah.
So it's still like a few months old.
Yeah. First album?
First album.
Word?
All me, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I respect you and everything, but that's cap.
Why the fuck you lying? Why?
It's like my first full length. Shout out to my mentor, Satan. He helped me with the third song, All I've Got. He was a huge inspiration for me to strive to make something and just always be mindful that I should let people know what I can produce and try to put my best foot forward.
So what came first, the tracks or the name of the album? Man.
I guess the tracks. I made a song called Metacognition a year prior. And that was just kind of a one-off, let me see, I'm gonna try to make this drum and bass idea and let's see where I can take that. Because at the time I was doing a lot of different stuff. I had an EP that I put out called Filler Arc. It was perfect.
Filler Arc is a hilarious name, by the way. For those, if you know, you know.
So that was all about minimalism. It was a mini sampler. It's called Pocket Operator, and it can only do 60 seconds of recorded anything. It was cool. It had a little microphone on there too, so I would go around walk through the city and get different soundscapes. And my roommate at the time had a record player, and he had all these old records he was getting for $1/4. So I would play those, and I would sample little bits, and I go back. So just really old school kind of sampling approach.
Yeah.
And I tried to make something that was very, very minimal. All I could I wanted to make it where it was all within the confines of the machine. So on this record, on Metacognition, I wanted to do the opposite and do more of a maximalist. Is that the word?
I don't know what the opposite of that is.
I was doing it to the max.
Capitalism?
I spent all my money putting it together, so it might as well be,
Dead ass, throw your money in the black hole.
Yeah, right.
All right. Was that drum and bass too, though?
No. It's a variety.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to holler at that
That's
too.
Good. That's good, man.
I have to pirate that joint right there. Don't talk about.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's on LimeWire.
Acquire it.
It's on LimeWire.
That's cap. What do you mean it's on LimeWire?
You don't have that on distro? You can just go on DistroKid and you can have you check the option for LimeWire.
Really?
Nah.
Oh, I'm about to say, I'm bro. That's either a Gen Z ass joke.
That's how it should
you don't
be.
know what LimeWire is. Oh yeah, you're jerking my chain. So we're gonna hit the track list in a second, in a few, because I kind of want the track by track commentary, because for those who don't know, this podcast we really like to do deep dives on stuff. You feel me? It's by artists for artists. Inform, empower, inspire artists and curators. Blah blah blah. We'll talk about that later. But all right. So I got another question. You know what I'm saying? Then we gonna wing it after that. Whatever. Which song took you the longest to make, and why?
It's a good question.
Of course, it's a good question.
I would say it's a toss-up. It would be between Kamigoto and Autopilot, I think.
That's my shit. Kamigoto. I can see why both of those might take the longest.
I mixed
slap.
I mixed Kamigoto over 200 times.
So you took the raw vocals, you had a mix and said, this is trash, and it started over.
And it wasn't even like the vocal, like the performance was perfect.
Yeah.
Like Ruko,
Yeah.
Cosmic,
Yeah.
she sent me the vocals in like a day. Like I worked on, I'd already worked on that song for like 5 months at that point. So she sent it to me like in an afternoon and was just like, let me see, like, do you like these? And I'm like, oh, these are perfect. You know, recorded them in her apartment, I think. But it was, to me, it was just like, oh, okay. I think the drums can hit harder. I think like what I was adding to the vocals, like the mix.
You also made the beat.
Yeah.
I bet.
You know, produce, mix, master, you know, shout out me. You know what I'm saying?
Talk your ish, man.
No, but yeah, man, it's just like going through that process because it's like I just wanted to make something that would last at least, you know, more than a minute. And in today's time, I don't know if you ever saw like the TikToks where people like jangle their keys when they're trying to tell you something important to try to like keep your attention. So it's just like, hey, you gotta focus on this. It's like we live in a society now where like we have like our brains are constantly trying to like take in 4 different forms of media at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make something that could at least make a little bit of noise. So it's like, okay, well, maybe if you listen to it 5 times, maybe by like the 3rd time, you'll like really start picking up on like the little things that I put in the background, like little ear candy and everything, you know?
Oh, so you would put some of that stuff in there to be like, just gonna keep them.
Yeah. So you hear it on headphones
Really?
and then it's just like, oh, I didn't even notice that. That was the goal. It was just like, I was just trying to like saturate it with ear candy. So there's always something new that you find in it. Cause there's just no way you can like dissect the entire thing in one listen. It's just not, it's not how it was designed.
Yeah.
You know?
What song got the most of that? Like, what's an example of a
I would
song
say
that
either Fortress or Autopilot. Like, there's so many, like,
love Autopilot.
I really just, like, sampled just the goofy, like, the corny, like, I guess corny, like, old school dial-up, like, modem sounds and, like, you know, like, PS1 sounds.
Yeah,
like, that kind of
all right,
stuff.
now I get
And
what you
it's-
mean. Now I get what you mean, okay.
And sometimes it'll be, like, very apparent where it's like, oh, this is the
Yeah.
focus point. Or sometimes it's, like, way in the background and it's, like, panned way out to the right. And it's, like, it's a little tiny, like, you know, flute or something, or like just a little grasshopper, just like literally like just stuff like that.
So you one of them thoughtful dudes.
I was trying to
Like,
like,
got
you know,
time for
paint
all
the
that? No,
thing.
stop.
Yeah. Listen, man.
Like, I got time for all this thoughtful ish. Now let me stop.
But yeah, that was the goal. I wanted to try to make something like that for at least once.
Yeah.
You know?
I got a question. Like, so everybody got like, you know, somebody that they hold in regards to, like, all right, this is the standard that I'm gonna adopt. Like, you know, you're my reference for a standard for songs or albums or whatever the F I'm doing. Did you have any of those for this album or for music in general?
Yeah, definitely. Off top, I would say like JPEGMAFIA.
Shout out to JPEG.
His production is insane, and
Damn, now that you mention it,
it's like emotional. Even just like lyrics and vocal direction aside, just the production, it like, I don't know, it just sticks with you. It sticks with me, and it moves me. It motivates me and wants me to try to figure out how to, because he made all that stuff on like the same like machine sampler that I use.
What's that?
It's called SP404.
Oh, the 404.
And he uses the original one, so
Can't
it's
go
like
wrong with
even
the
more
404.
limited, man. So it's just like I hear his stuff and I'm just like, what am I doing? You know, like how can I like level up myself, you know, to something not exactly that, but like that for me.
Yeah.
You know, so this is me taking that first step, opening the door to get to, you know, the producer I want to be.
Yeah.
You know, the artist I want to be.
So, all right. So I know he's on your playlist. Who else is on your playlist, at least during the time of this album being made?
It's like not even like that, but I just like me. Not even to be like
hilarious.
That,
but all right, Lil Wayne.
Like the 200 mixes for a song, I have to hear it.
You got that
so many times, you know. So it's just like at some point, it just like listening to music always became like work too. Like it just stopped kind of being recreational at a point, because it was just like I could enjoy like a nice album. I could listen to like, I don't know, a number of artists, or I could try to get this done. Yeah. And I could try. I could put this out in my lifetime. Like, what's it gonna be? So I chose that.
Fair enough. All right. So boom. So that's how you want to play. Do we gonna play? Let's play. Who are some of the most influential artists in your life? Or who are some of the artists that when you came across their stuff or maybe an album that changed your life or just had a hold of you for a long time? No particular order either.
All time or like
all time? You can mix it up, mix and match.
Wow.
Yeah, take your time.
All time Michael Jackson, obviously. Like I grew up with like Off the Wall and Bad on loop on my Walkman. I scratched the CDs.
What about him? What is it about him?
His dedication to making the music perfect. I may not love every song, but I also love the effort he put into every song. You know, like not every song was like.
I ain't gonna lie, he is a golden standard with that.
It's like untouchable.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm glad you mentioned that because like there's a book called The Man Behind the Music or The Man in the Music. It's a book. Shout out to lend me that. I'm over here blazing governments, but nah, she a public figure. It's all good. Anyways, there's a book. It's like the only book that's just about his work. Like almost every other book about him is about all the spectacles around him and scandals and stuff. As a musician, that's up there with the Quincy documentary. The Quincy documentary. If you don't know about the Quincy documentary, first of all, pause this, pull up Netflix, go to the Quincy documentary, watch that, and then come back and resume this. But I put that, and it's right up there. Man in the Music, Michael Jackson. You have to read that.
Okay.
They go into depth about what that means, and what the production looked like, and how hands-on he really was, and what pop actually means. Fun fact, then we get back to your list. I'm just buying you time. So for those who always wonder what pop meant, it just mean, popular for the sake of popular, meaning like anything that becomes famous is pop all of a sudden. But like when you get down to the nitty-gritty and what makes him the king of pop is that he actively studied various types of production, music, and vocal approaches, and actively worked that into his music to connect with people from various places, cultures, and to intentionally make it timeless, which is what made it popular. That's what made it popular, So this chord progression that'll fly over me and your head, but it's somebody somewhere in the middle of Africa, like, yo, the bass is just ripping it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But
Even like his music
I get what you mean on that, as far as how much he put into the music.
Even like his music videos, like he would call them short films. He wouldn't call them music videos. It was like because he wanted to make like an actual, film.
Random fun fact: he met Quincy Jones on the set of The Eyes.
Cool, I didn't know that.
Yeah, shit crazy.
Man.
Yeah.
Other artists I love Frank Ocean, but he hurts my heart. We're never getting that next album. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I feel, but let him live his life. Like I feel like the music world is not for everybody, and also the way it's set up is dangerous and kind of destroys people's lives.
Yeah.
So I get it. If get your money, get out, do your thing, live your life.
Get up out of here.
Yeah. I'd rather not have another album than get a bad album.
Spitting.
In the drum and bass world, I've been listening to a lot of like Blacksmith, Tokyo Pill, listen to there's like a ton of these like Erks, I think that's how you say it, ERRX. Okay. There's like so many people that make like what I think of drum and bass to be nowadays that are these like almost anonymous characters that don't really have like a public image, and they just kind of stay like in their spaces, and they make this like, but it's like beautiful, and it's like to these like crazy depths. Even like I listen to like Star Junk 95, and they do a lot of like house, and they do a lot more like bouncier stuff.
Yeah.
And they just recently went on tour for the first time, and like I don't think anybody knew what that person looked like.
Yeah, that's so beautiful.
And it's kind of like I like the like anonymity of like music. It's too late for me now. I'm like I show my face and I post my face and everything. It's too late.
The camera up.
Yeah.
All of this is it helps me really understand and digest and appreciate your music. In the making the album, did you ever go through any lulls in the production of the album? Like, sometimes when somebody making a project, they'll have like a moment of like where they kind of like maybe lose sight or lose hope or got to recalibrate or, something like that. Or maybe there's some logistical hindrance in the process. Did any of that exist for you in making this album?
At least
Or are you
once
gonna
a
make us
day.
all jealous and say
Nah.
everything was fine?
At least once a day.
Yeah.
Easily. If not more than, like, it depended on how much time I was spending on like each thing, like how much time I would devote per day.
Yeah.
Easily. Like, is this worth the amount of time I'm putting in this?
Yeah.
Like, if I just don't even put this out and nobody hears it, can I be okay with that? Like, if I put it out and nobody hears it, can I be okay with that?
Yeah.
Because there's songs that no one's heard that were supposed to be on the project. There's songs that fell apart because just timing just didn't feel like the right thing for the project when I started thinking about it big picture. There's songs that almost didn't make it because I couldn't find the right people to work with on it. Like, I did most of the production myself, but I still had help from other like musicians. But had like,
we gonna talk about that.
yeah, man. That's always like, I have like other friends that are like session musicians I would reach out to and ask them if they could help me with things. I have a song on there called Horizon. I asked 9 people, I guess 8 people because I tried too, but there's a solo section in there. I asked 9 people to try to like write something to that. And
Was that the guy that was singing?
no, that's on the saxophone.
Okay. Oh,
But,
that was who that was on the
yeah,
sax.
yeah. Yo,
went
shout
off.
out Alfredo Colon, man. That's
Facts.
the guy, bro.
Bro,
That's the guy.
That was about to be one of my next questions. Like, who the F was that on the sax?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, was that the same person doing the sax on Kagemoto?
No.
Who was that on the sax on Kagemoto?
That's Evan Hamaguchi,
Oh,
another friend of mine.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yo,
man.
they went off, both of them.
Yeah, and it was just like figuring out like where, like what realm they kind of live in musically to like know who to talk to about certain like parts of songs.
Really? So y'all
Yeah.
had like a conversation about where they would go and who would go. So all right.
Bro, I asked 9 people like for at least like one song, and it was like we would have sessions where it'd be like one-on-one, like me and like one of the people would come over, or I would like meet them at a studio or whatever, and then write out the section and record it, and then I would mix it and I would sit with it, and then I would scrap it.
Yeah.
And not out of because I don't like the person or anything. Like, it was just I thought for the better of the song, it's like this is what the song needs. Like,
Yo,
it's not about
it takes a lot to do that, man. It takes a certain something to do that, because some people would compromise their creative, integrity.
Yeah,
for
it's like
being
no
friendly.
ego, Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, it's hard conversations, but it's like it's never hard feelings.
I'm glad we're talking about collaborations because like it makes you wonder, like, all right, so it's like especially for like things like the with the musicians and the instruments. So like, what do those conversations look like? Like, would you go to them with the beat already like done, and you'd be like, I need you right here, and to come across like this, or would you be like, hey, do your thing? Where do you want? Like, would you designate a spot in the beat for them? Like, how does those kind of conversations go when you bring in like musicians for the album?
It depends.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really fortunate to know so many great musicians and artists that are willing to contribute and collaborate. And in that, there's a lot of trust to where I'm not sitting there like, okay, but it needs to sound like this, or like I'm looking for like, play these notes. I need like this, this particular way. I really just try to keep it open for people to, experiment and like try things. And I don't put deadlines on things. I don't believe in that because I want people to like have the time to like really sit with it to where they love it and they feel good about it. Because it's not about doing the work to, like a deadline.
Yeah.
I want people to enjoy the process. So I really just, my approach is just try to keep it like as open as possible. So that way people have the chance to express themselves, and then it's something that they're proud of and want to like tell people about. Like, I would hate to like work with somebody and they're just like, man, I don't ever want to talk to that guy again. And I'm never going to tell anybody about this song I worked on with him or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I've been through that before, actually.
Yeah, me too.
Early, right? Sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? I worked with a vocalist before, my first mixtape, and she was like, yo, this, I wrote like a hook or a bridge, and, she came up with another way to do it, and I was like, that's cool, yo. Except, that's not what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And in retrospect, I'm kind of like, damn, she was right.
But how would you know in the moment? How would you know in the moment, though?
Yeah.
That's the hard thing about it.
Word. Shout out to Jackie, man. You was right.
We love you, Jackie.
Yeah, facts.
Q, sorry.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And it's hard, too, because it's like you want to develop a connection with that artist, too.
Yeah.
Like, depending on how deep the collaboration is, if it's
Yeah.
just kind of like, can you just play a harp section really quick? of just like play these chords.
Yeah, whatever
That's
your
one
heart
thing.
tells
But
you to play.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like, you're trying to write something like, or like a duet or something like that. It's like you want to make sure that the dialogue with the other artist is like good, and you understand like where you're both coming from, and it's like super open-minded. I've had writing sessions with other artists too. We got all the way to like recording it, and then it was just like, maybe this isn't like I had to kind of take a step back and realize like, okay, this isn't really fitting like the feeling I'm going for, like the overall like sense of like urgency. The whole thing is about urgency, and the whole thing is about like, you're in this fast moving world, and you don't get the chance to think. You don't get the chance to like really sit with things and like reflect. So in that, I tried making this to like be kind of like a reflective piece on that, I guess.
Yeah.
So then in that, as you weed through the fast pace and like all the different layers, there's like even you just like uncover more and more meaning, I think, and more messages underneath.
Yeah.
I talk a lot about like automation and like machines, and I talk a lot about fear, and I talk a lot about the ego, and I talk a lot about like relationships and like things I think that are hard topics, and it's really hard to like dissect all of that like off the first listen. You have to kind of sit with it, you have to look at the lyrics and everything. So so I need to find people that could like add to that in that same fashion.
Damn. Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? And first of all, I really honor like you staying, true to the things that are important to you, the topics that are important to you, and and even making that reflect in the process of making it. Honestly, listening to this album and the topics that are on it, it reminds like these are all topics that you talk about. You know what I mean? Like all these sound like conversations with you, and we'll get to it in a bit, because like some tracks that come up to me like Shut Up, Autopilot, Lethargy, like just to start with Kagemoto real quick. Because I remember you mentioned something like interesting, like I love talking about like collaborative processes. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, that's like, to be honest, that's like the easiest part to screw up sometimes, or it's a lot of opportunity to grow together. What was that process like? Because honestly, like I don't know what Cosmic was saying, but she was ripping it. Okay?
Yeah.
So like, how did that conversation come about, and what did that process look like of like, y'all working on the song together?
Well, first off, if you haven't, go on Genius, look up the lyrics. They're typed out in Japanese, but you can just Google translate it, and it'll give you a rough idea of like what the lyrics are about. And it's like it's very emotional. It cuts deep.
You felt the emotion, bro.
She was she's not just saying nothing. It's just like it's very serious. It's about like Kamigoto, from what she's explained to me, is an expression that basically just means that like where you go, God follows.
Damn.
And it's like it can be that deep, or it can be, you just feel a warm breeze, and that's just God reminding you, that you're on the path to do what you need to do. And it's like, you're like, gives you like a sense of like security of like, you're not alone. You're doing it.
Bruh, I'm not gonna lie. Like I went like on IG after the album went out, and I just see like clips of her performances, and I'm like, bro, like she was just ripping it, and she be like in circles where like I could imagine like style wise, like that much vulnerability and emotion in her voice. I can imagine people did not expect that. Like, where you at? Wherever you at while you doing that? Some people don't even know how to react. I'm just like, I'm one of those. I'm looking around the room, seeing how everybody reacted, and it's like, yo, shout out to you, bro. That shit was very entertaining, very touching, and all that cool shit.
That is just fucking cool. She's a really cool person.
Yeah. All right, so boom. So subject matter, right? So that song, Shut Up. So your song starts off with this track with no vocals on it, Metacognition, Flames. And then it goes in the next track, Shut Up. I think you were saying some things that spoke to me too, and it's one of my favorite records. It's something I've seen you perform live. But like, what does that track mean to you?
My lady calls it my prayer. It's like it's my reminder to be grounded. It's my reminder to literally just like be present with myself and to love myself. And I've had like so many years where I've like hated myself and like everything I do, that it's like to make something that makes me stop and like think about like, oh, you know what? Like when I speak those things into existence, when I use those words, because like words are spells, right? So like every time you repeat things, and good or bad, they happen. It may not be right away, but they happen. So I wanted to make something that I can repeat to myself as like a mantra to remind myself, like I'm trying to do good in my world and love myself because I need that, So like to do that from within is like it's beautiful to feel external love from other people, but for me to like feel that from myself coming from the inside out is like super hard. Like really, really hard to like dial into that. So I wrote that song as like, I don't know, one of many testaments to the fact that I need to and strive to love myself.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, because like if I'm not mistaken, you've also studied martial arts in your past.
I've dabbled. Shout out Ricky, double black belt in karate who taught me how to spar. And the homie Bo, who I spar with at least weekly.
If you see Dank in the street, run up on him and see if his shit's tight. If it's really what you're talking about.
Yeah, find out what happens. You see, he calls me a weapon now. He's like, no, you're certified to be a weapon now. I'm like, oh, that's great.
Yeah, word. I take that back. Don't run up on Dank. Because, like, you be around enough, you can just see it in the eyes. He got the twinkle. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Does that, like, show up in your music? Anything that you've learned or got inspired from a martial arts, and if so, how?
It's like I can't control everything. You win some fights, you lose some fights, and it's how you get back up. It's like if you're willing to be disciplined and consistently show up for yourself and put in the work, you get the results you want. Would you speak into existence? Now you have like the discipline to back it up. So that is what my very small time with martial arts has taught me.
Yeah. I remember you mentioned something that you was like, yo, it's one thing you say you got from martial arts. This was like in regular conversation, it just came up, but I never forgot it. You was like, yo, like, I'm obsessed with like when I start something, I finish it.
Mm-hmm. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to, man. It's like my production and my artistry and like how I approach, all things with music, all types of like, even just like post-production stuff. I may not be able to do it next week. I may not get it done in a month. But if I say to somebody like, hey, I want to work on this with you, or like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, I'm going to finish it.
He's not capping. Like he's not, and again, going back to the twinkle, when he says it, look at yeah, he's dead serious. So like, how does, so you mentioned that being inspired by like your work with martial arts, like where does that come from in martial arts? So like, how does that manifest in martial arts?
Like, how did I get into martial arts?
Well, I want to hear that too, but like, cause you mention some of these principles sometimes and how they show up in your music, so like, I'm curious how that looks in martial arts in, in ways that they carry over. Like,
I mean, exercise, like taking care of your body, running. That's been something I've been doing a lot more lately.
Yeah.
Cause then you feel it right away. Like you run and then you instantly feel like your lungs open up more. It's like the reward, you put in that work and you get the reward of like, you can actually feel you're present. You get to be grounded for at least 2 days.
I feel like I've seen that too. And even in my own experiences, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a dabbler, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And being physically active has always been like important to me as a concept. You know what I'm saying? I always didn't know what I was doing. But there's benefits that come from it. Like, and somebody worded it perfectly. Like Will Smith one time, he was running, and he was talking about like, he's like, why I be running? I said like a little finish line or like how long I'm supposed to run. Like as you're running, your body's going to be like, bro, stop. This hurts, and do you power through it?
Mm-hmm.
And then, when you do that, especially at the beginning of your day, the stuff that you go through compared to that is kind of light. Especially people that like do athletics in general, just the importance of like routine, the importance of the boring workouts, the importance of the conditioning. Like when people see somebody play basketball, they see like the flashiness and they think, oh, let me just work on just playing a lot. And it's like, actually, like the reason why they can do that is because they do the boring squats or the up against the wall, hands up, you know what I mean? Regularly, religiously. They stretch, they hydrate, they work on how they eat and everything. And it's like, I can imagine how stuff like that can just be, important for your life, period. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine just as a musician, like how that just really just affects the work ethic, because people tend to really only see the fun parts. You know, you just perform and you sing and you we're just born with it.
But really, it's like, you know, decades
labeling.
of scales and this dumb shit, like all the like learning theory and, you know, reading books. It's like, yeah, like carrying my, because I also used to play viola too, like ABC.
Oh, for real?
For 10 years, yeah.
Hey, you are something else.
I tried, man. So, but it's like, for me, like my trauma as a kid was like, I would have to carry like my viola case on the bus every day. Because I'd have to bring it to school for class, obviously, but I had to bring it home to practice. So I'd have to go home practice. So it was just like always, like I always had like 12 pounds in one hand of like just extra shit, and I would always look at all the other kids that would never have to bring an instrument, or like they'd never do that stuff because they were, you know, nerds or something. I don't know. I was a nerd too. I don't know why I said that. But they just weren't doing that stuff. And
this is how it starts, y'all.
Yeah. You know, the real thing is it all boils down to
getting beat up by the kid that played viola.
Exactly. And and the anime nerd. That's what it all boils. This whole part of the conversation was all just because we really fuck with anime. Like we can talk about discipline in martial arts and working out, but that is all just because we love anime deep down.
Bro, do not fight the anime kid. I tell you that right now.
You don't want it.
Bro.
You don't want that.
Bro, I took an L one time in school fighting the anime kid. Like it was spur of the moment. It wasn't like I was looking for him. You know what I'm saying? We would just play fighting and it kind of got serious. You know what I'm saying? What? Yeah. Leave the anime kid alone, because he probably nerding out on like wrestling moves and he will throw you around. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened to me, man. Like I had to follow up with him the next day. You know what I'm saying?
He had like a little demon.
And he had the anime shirt on top of that. Like,
that's
come on, bro.
Especially
he's
back
not gonna
then.
be like, no, he's gonna do a move on you that you didn't see before in a real fight. And it's gonna work.
And it's gonna work. Yeah.
It works.
He's practiced that shit so many. He's like, finally, I'm waiting for this moment, man. Yeah, I mean, I feel like especially back then, openly wearing anime merchandise, it's
targeting it back.
That's like having like, and you have like 7 like graphic or like manga in your backpack or something. You know, like you get shoulder checked and like you drop your bag and like 7 manga come out. You got Bleach or something. Yeah. Oh, what are you looking at? Oh, okay. Bro, so no, I learned really early on to like never wear, you know, like my Naruto shirt at school or like my headband at school. You know, Naruto run one time and you're labeled. So
you'll be fighting for the rest of the year.
Yeah, bro.
I ain't doing that ever again.
Yeah. So never fight the anime kid, because they grow up and then they'll learn martial arts for real to fight you.
They had a hard life, bro. Leave them alone.
Okay, we made it.
Yeah, word.
Look where we're at. Look where we're at.
Look at us. Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
See, I cloaked myself. That's where I pretended I was normal. But little did motherfuckers know I'm also the anime kid.
See, but
that's
now
how I know.
You got the Akatsuki cloak now you wear every day, so.
Shout out to 2025.
You
man.
know?
Don't get it twisted. I had my little anime shirts and all of that. I was fighting every day because of it. You feel me? Leave us alone, man. But after a while, you start to be like, you know, let me put on the hip gear, all that stuff. Let me run with this person and that person and everything. Because I've been bullied before. So by the time I started to like run with people and start to be part of whatever and stuff like that, like I never really adopted, you know, because there's like this trying to like so-called feast on the weak type of thing, try to get your points up off somebody else.
Oh no.
You know,
because you've been like the one that got, you know, bullied.
Yeah, I ended up being like trying to like look out for my friends that is like that, you know what I mean? Like, cause shout out to the people when I was like on that type of time, people, the cool kid that would hang out with me, you appreciate that person. Like, yo, bro, you ain't have to kick it with me, but you did. The fuck?
And that's how I feel.
Oh, shucks.
You know?
Look at this guy, man. Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, and quick little sidetrack too. So you're a freelancer.
I'm a lot of things.
Yeah, and we was actually talking about this outside. All right, so what are some of your modes of freelancing? Like you the audio engineer, you do live sound or some stuff like that?
Yeah, man.
What does that even mean?
Audio, video, everything, man.
What is live sound?
Live sound is like you just hold somebody else's iPad and you sweat and people yell at you and you know they play like the piccolo or something and they expect that you can make them sound like, you know, like some grandiose musician at like the Apollo or like in a theater. And it's just like, okay, but you brought a plastic recorder and you're like bossing me around. Like, right. So that's like a little glimmer of live sound.
All right. So basically like, And in layman's
A lot of
terms, it's
fear.
like live sound is like live performances. The person that's probably, you know what I'm saying, that he's helped making you sound good at an event. AKA the person you blame for everything that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or the person you blame for you sucking.
And that's a powerful tool too, because then, you know, if somebody is like going over their time or they're doing too much or, you know, like they're not the headliner. Oh no, I just take the main volume. I just start bringing that down. That's like pulling the curtain on somebody. It's like, all right, well, you're like the opener and you're trying to do like a 15-minute set and you agreed to like a 15-minute thing and now you're bossing everybody around and that's weird. So like,
that's weird.
Let's all just, you know, let's all figure this out together.
You're being weird, bro.
You're being weird right now, you know?
Yeah, no, that's funny. And you also do editing for like things like audiobooks and such.
Yeah, I do it all, man. Can you believe I put out an album amidst all of that?
That is kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy.
You know?
Did any of that contribute to your workflow for the album?
Yeah.
And vice
all
versa?
All of it, man. It's like I love that I can do that. I'm very blessed to be able to like live a livable life from mostly doing freelance and a lot of things, and especially in like audio, which is something I love so much, not just as an artist, but as just a person. Like I love being nerdy about that stuff and like watching YouTube late at night for the fun.
Yeah.
But it's also stressful. It's also, you know, there's like all these, there's like, it's a balancing act and it's like, there's so much of it. And when I put on too many things at once, and I say yes to too many things, then I realize like, oh, I just signed myself up for like way too many hours of work and it's stressing me out. And I like some days, like, especially when I was writing a lot of that stuff, like lethargy and all that stuff comes from like, just the stress of like working all the time. And sometimes I'd be like pretty much sleeping at the job so I could make sure I get the job done. You know, if I got to do like a double and, you know, I got to, you know, show up the next day, I might, let me see if I can just sleep here.
Yeah.
And like what, like, cause it's just, you just so lost in that stuff and it just consumes you.
Because there's no clear cut start and end time.
No.
First of all, shout out to all my freelancers out there. You know what I'm saying? People who take it for granted. They don't really understand. But, you know what I'm saying? I can only imagine what it's like trying to like just wrangle that beast a lot of times. You're every department and you got to provide your own structure for your day. We were just talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it can be very difficult. I'm going through it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. How, like sometimes like you got to just mix and match it. A little bit of freelancing, a little bit of 9 to 5-ish kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's easy to take for granted all the stuff that like the jobs that we complain about actually provide a lot of structure for our day. Sometimes our only source of structure. And a lot of that freelancers already kind of felt that reality. But COVID is when all the 9 to 5ers felt it. Because now, you know, 9 to 5 for you. So what are you going to do with your day?
Mm-hmm.
And that is only up to you. And I don't know how I feel about that dynamic or reliance. You know, I don't have an answer either.
Don't look at me, man.
What you got?
Don't look at me.
Which track addresses got the answers for that? What you Built
I
the
would
Fortress?
say, well, Fortress is about people. Fortress is about like how I perceived like working with people originally.
Shout out to ABC Sad Boy.
Shout out to ABC.
Ruben Ruel.
Mhm.
Salute. Is that the one that they had to get out with singing and he went into the humming thing at the end?
That's Ruben Ruel. Mm-hmm.
Bro.
That's my guy, man. I love Ruben.
Ruben Ruel, you bodied that, bruh. Like I be in the shower and all of that, like doing the humming and all of that stuff. And you and Kid Cudi. Y'all up here, bro.
Ruben is like positive humming. Kid Cudi's just like, damn. Yeah, so I'm going through it humming.
Yo, he got the hum trophy, bro.
But yeah, the whole point of that song is just like how I used to feel about collaborating with people. Like I'd work with somebody or like, and then like they would move on and like want to work with other people, or like there were instances where I'd work with someone and then they would love what I do and then go on and make that what I like that which I do, I guess, without me, or like not invite me or include me, and then like make it a weird thing. And so I would hear like, I don't want to give myself all this credit, but it's just like I would hear things very similar to what I did at the time,
right,
from people that I don't work with anymore,
right,
that were like, oh, we didn't invite you.
You made it a hot line, they made it a hot song?
Yeah, and it was just kind of like, oh. So originally I would interpret that as just like, oh, like, you know, like anger and just like, oh, yeah, fuck you, man. Like, you took
fucking posers.
Yeah, and then now I'm like, now I've like sat with shit and I'm just like, oh, you know, like, everyone's just making stuff at the same time.
Hilarious.
And like to be artists, we're just tapped into frequencies, you know, and it's something I hear so many people talk about where it's just like there's so much of the same sounds going around because we're all around each other, we're all living and experiencing things the same way. And it's like it's not hard to like latch onto certain melodies and certain like rhythmic structures. So it's not even about me in that way. To make music is not about the self. It's about like tapping into something greater that is kind of providing the song for us and writing through us. So I can't really credit what I'm doing as solely me. That's it, you know? So it's all this is about just shedding the ego and letting go of that kind of stuff. But these are all important lessons that I'm learning right now. So
relinquishing this idea of like ownership of the airspace, the audible landscape, this idea of no idea is original, but keep your publishing. Feel me? Copyright
everything.
Your samples. I feel you on that because I also be like on some like, yo, you can steal my rhymes. But like, let's say you get attention for that. Now you got to write another one.
They'll never steal your
Have
brain.
fun with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Set yourself up for failure. But well, I do want to give you some credit too, though, because you helped me appreciate drum and bass. You know, I don't know if what the type of drum and bass you do is a specific subset of drum and bass, but a lot of times what keeps me from like really diving deep into drum and bass is that sometimes it feels too stressful. A lot of other drum and bass that I come across, it's like maybe it's the sounds they choose to put in there or maybe it's too busy in the wrong ways or too cluttered or something like that. But it's just like, yo, I need to lay down after hearing the track. And yours is kind of like it creates this great balance, and it almost feels infused with jazz a little bit. But like you offer both, where you can have like a turn up feel, or you can have this chill feel, sometimes even to the same track. And that can't be an easy balance to achieve, you know? So shout out to you for that shit.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, I would recommend Jungle. Jungle is like the classic. That's like, like all this originates from like dub. But then as it evolves, you know, there's like Jungle where they take like, you know, like the Amen break, which is like the classic drum and bass drum sample. And then they just keep flipping that on top of different things, then adding like more dubs, like more like bass lines from like older school music. And then there's like atmospheric drum and bass, which is a lot more like chill, PS2 chords, kind of laid back kind of thing. You know? But you instantly knew what it was when I said that.
Yeah,
like,
it's that stuff. Yeah, facts. It's
but there's
easy
like
to
a
get it
million
wrong.
layers. There's a million layers to that stuff. So I'm still like, I'm like very new to drum and bass. Like it's something that I've realized has been in everything I've listened to my whole life.
Yeah, me too.
But now that I know that it's a thing that I can like seek out, and all the different layers and subcategories, like now I'm seeing jungle shows out here. I see like jungle DJs. Like a lot of drum and bass DJs are emerging now. Like there's a huge revival, man. The jungle revival's real.
Just do credit, because it is, and a lot of stuff we grew up loving. You feel me? Like you mentioned Powerpuff Girls. That's drum and bass, bit dog. You know what I'm saying? What else? Was it Samurai Jack or something like that?
That's got it in there too.
It do. See what I'm saying? And that's it slapped. Okay.
There's like even like Sonic games and stuff. Like I played a lot of Sonic as a kid.
They
like
had
the
some
3D
heat
ones.
too. I didn't know what I was listening to. I just called it white people music. Just until I figure out what it actually is.
What flavor of white it is.
I deferred it until I figured out what it was. And it's white people music, probably. Perhaps. We all know that's not the case. Anyways, also I want to give a special shout out to that Autopilot song, also to Tahisi.
Love you, VC.
Very dynamic rapper, vocalist, and songwriter. I love the delivery, and I love the way the theme of the song. Can you tell us a little bit about the theme of the song? And also before you do, he gave you a lot of credit about how closely you work with artists that come on and work with the album, and how sometimes you gently encourage and push artists to just step out of their boundaries. And that's fucking awesome, bro.
That's I think what it means to be a producer. And from my perspective, you know.
Message.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to like push people to like lovingly push people to experiment and explore. Like I was saying earlier, just like leave it open so they can take the time and create and make something that they're proud of. And with Hisi, I've worked with him for years. And so we already had like a great like energy together, and how we would like write things. Like we already have a few songs we've written together. We used to perform together a lot. And so it was easy to just kind of like introduce this idea and I knew he'd be excited about it. He was so fired up about it, man. So it was like we would just go record it right away, and we would just be like super giddy because we'd sound like little kids. Like when we did something that was sounding awesome. Like when he started, like there's one part where he like screams. He's like, "Don't know where I'm going." He just like screams because he like builds this crescendo with the track, and it's like you can hear him like breathing like really heavy in between the lines. And I left that in on purpose because it adds so much to the sound, and it feels like you're having like a panic attack, and it just comes to like this like climax of like I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what's going on, and then like everything breaks and it just falls, like it crumbles into like a new beat that's made. And like I couldn't have done that without him. I loved that I made the song, like the track, but what he added to it was like I could have never thought of that in my life. So honored to work with him.
Very everything that you're saying, like, it makes total sense because it doesn't feel like something y'all just slapped together. And real quick, like, can you tell me just the theme of that song? Because you guys were following the concept.
Yeah, the concept is just like an awareness of automation and like technology and like where we're going with things. Now it's more prevalent because of AI and like how fast that's evolved. It was different when I wrote the song. It wasn't even like ChatGPT when we wrote the song. Now we're in like weird like this. When you watch this now, you might not even know if this is real. Maybe this was just all AI generated. Maybe this, you know what I mean? Maybe this is just a prompt. You know what I mean? It's just like, and it's too realistic. It's too scary now.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, so the whole track is just about like the uncomfortability of like realizing that we need to merge with technology, and like how far are you willing to push that? How far are you willing to like let technology be like basically embedded in you physically so that way you can like advance with technology as it advances. Like, so yeah, like Neuralink shit. It's like Terminator shit too, like Skynet. Like that stuff fascinates me, but terrifies me.
Skynet.
Skynet's like the company that came up with like the brain chips that started the Terminators. Oh
shit, I forgot.
But they were just like another Amazon, and everyone was just buying into them, thinking they were doing good.
Oh shit!
And then they were just like, "Oh, fooled you. We're evil. Gotcha.
Got him."
So yeah, that's how Terminator happened. Good luck, everybody.
Well, look, man, yo, I appreciate you joining me, big dog. This was a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? This was really awesome, bro. Go check out the Metacognition album, Dank Delish. Yeah, bro. Again, this is the Art versus Life.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Yeah,
it means
man.
a lot. I'm really glad we got to talk about this.
Yo, me too, man. I'm gonna go get me some goggles too, bro.
Coming soon.
Word.
Are we signing off?
We out of here.